All right, thanks for coming this morning, guys. Let's get really nice and relaxed in comfortable seats. Just make sure to have your block somewhere nearby. We'll use it in a moment. Any comfortable seat, sit nice and tall. Lift the crown of the head gently. Try to make the spine a little straighter, and then drop the shoulders back. Exhale. We're really going to use our breath today to get into all those places that need stretching and healing. Start to draw the breath down to the lower belly. Deep inhales, deep exhales. As we inhale, thinking of how nourishing that breath is for us. And as we exhale, just relax a little bit. Pondering anything that has been troubling us recently, whether it's physical or mental, emotional. Knowing that we can work on these things during our yoga practice. Bring a little bit more peace. Bring some healing, bring some stretching and strengthening. Whatever those goals are, whatever your intention is for today, lock those things in. Remember what we're going to be focusing on, regardless of what poses we're in today and what flows and movements we do. Remembering our goals for today. Let's take 3 more big deep breaths right here. Still good posture, drop the shoulders back. All right, let's open the eyes if we had them closed. We're going to start some movement just with some gentle washings. Let's take the hands all the way up to the crown of the head. So our hands are real loose. Our wrists are being pulled up like we're a marionette. Let me slowly come down. Exhale. Matching our movement to our breath. Feeling that strong relaxation sense kind of set in as we do these gentle movements. Let's come to the center and we'll pull up through the center, palm up, one hand on top of the other. Press all the way up toward the ceiling. Exhale as we drop arms down to the sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, scoop up. You can imagine scooping up and flowing energy up and through all of our energy centers here, drawing strength and power from the earth, using it to refresh ourselves, and then bringing it out. One more time like this. And press up toward the ceiling, hold, keep some roundness in the arms. Palms up. Two more breaths. Exhale, arms down to the sides, little movement here, and then down. Lift, press up toward the ceiling, exhale out to the sides, up and down, and then all the way down. Nice. Inhale, reach. exhale. One more time. Exhale. And down. Let's take our block. And we're going to start with it in both hands. Doesn't matter which way it is. We're just going to take some easy movements up and down. Working some good shoulder mobility today. Two more times. All right, let's take it to one side, and we're going to lift it up through center, and then hand it off to the other hand and down. Both hands come down. Lift, exchange, and down. Trying to keep the arms coming up as straight as possible. Keeping good posture here and keeping the core tight, seat rooted. One more time each side. Back up to center, lift, and hold with both hands. Exhale, set it down to one side, little twist. Inhale, lift to center. Exhale, other side. One more time each side. And then placing it out in front of us, reaching as far as we can comfortably while keeping our seat rooted into the mat. Keep a little posture in your back. This might help you lift a little bit to have the block under your hands so we're not collapsing into the spine as much. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward. And then using core strength, start to lift back up. Let's take the block behind us. It doesn't have to be far, just maybe a couple inches behind the back. And then allow this to help us round the back a little, puff up the chest, maybe look up a little bit. Two more breaths here. The chest expand. And then exhale. You can set the block off to the side for now. We're going to take some shoulder rolls before we move on. Grip through the knees. Move through the shoulders any way that feels good. And then maybe reverse if we like. Very nice. All right, let's come to hands and knees. We're going to get a little deeper into the shoulders here. Let's take some movement with the hips first. You just move back and forth. Make sure to spread out your fingers, stack your joints. And then coming back to center, let's lift up with one hand. Rotate the chest to open, draw that shoulder back. Exhale, drop it down. Other side, inhale, lift. Stay rooted through that hand that's on the mat. And other side. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop it down. Last side, lift and exhale down. Let's draw that hand through. We're going to go to thread the needle. So take your arm all the way through, bring that shoulder down to the mat, doesn't matter which side. And then the side of the head down to the mat as well. The hips are going to stay high. The opposite hand can hold onto the mat for a little stability, or we can take that other arm around our lower back, allowing that shoulder on the other side to open a little more.
Only do that if you're feeling nice and stable through that arm that's down. If it's causing any instability, place the opposite hand down on the mat and hold there. About 3 more breaths here. Try to relax through that shoulder, breathe into the joint. Move slowly up. Release that hold, reach back up toward the ceiling. Open. Exhale down. Let's go to the other side. Lift the other arm. Reach. Exhale, thread the needle through. Other shoulder to the mat. Side of the head comfortably. Release. Breathe. Two more breaths. Keep it slow. Slowly inhale, lift. Reach back up toward the ceiling, unwind. Exhale down. Let's take the knees a little wider. We're going to come to child's pose. Exhale back, sink the hips. Arms forward or to the sides, up to you. Let the hips sink down, breathe into the upper back body. Three more breaths here. Sink down toward the mat gently. When we're done with our breaths, inhale, shift forward, come to a kneeling plank. Then we're going to drop the hips down and come to cobra pose. So keep the elbows a little bent. The hips drop down gently, chin comes up a little. Not stressing the neck too much. Inhale, lift back. We're going to keep the hips fairly high here, so we're not going to come all the way back to child's pose. We're going to round our back. Think of this like a cat. Inhale, come forward, let the hips drop. Gentle back bend here. And then slowly shift back. Bring the hips back. Breathe in deeply like cat pose. Exhale, come forward. And our cobra. 2 more times. Exhale forward. In, come back. Exhale forward. Let's come all the way down to the mat. Place the elbows down. Sphinx pose. Let the lower back relax. Shoulders drop back. Breathe. Think back to our intention in these slower moments so that when we're in the moment of those harder movements, we're remembering our focus for the day. 2 more breaths. Nice. Let's fire up a little bit more. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Lift up, shift back, downward facing dog. Move slow. Take your time into our first down dog. Breathe. Move the hips side to side. And if we want to here, we can take a deeper side opening. So we can bring our heels over to one side and then lift the opposite arm. So we're not going to turn this into a back bend just yet. Shift and lift. If you're not comfortable in your balance here, just keep it, just come up to the fingertips. That can be a better way to do it. There you go. 1 more time each side. Nice job, guys. Breathe. And then back to our down dog, exhale. Again, take any little movements here we need. Inhale, let's come to plank. Hold here for a moment. Shift the heels forward a little bit, and we're going to slowly come down to chaturanga. Exhale. Hold here for a moment, draw those elbows in. Lift slowly and down dog. Exhale. Two more times like that. Inhale, come to plank or kneeling plank. Slowly forward and down chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And slowly back. Down dog. All right, one more time. Inhale, forward. And down slow. Exhale. Hold here, one breath. And then back up, down dog. Let's take the right leg up. Let's press the heel back toward the wall, like we're pressing against the wall. Shift back a little further and lift that leg up higher. Exhale. Bring the knee in toward the nose, round the back, come into kind of like a plank. Inhale, shift that leg back. Exhale, shift forward. Always an option to put that knee down or come to puppy pose. One more time, lift. Exhale, forward. Lift again, and then back, down dog. Let's go to the other side.
Oh,
Inhale,
no.
lift. Press that heel back, hang in there. Always make this easier for yourself if you need to. Forward and back. One more time. Press back. Down dog. Slowly walk forward to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Release the upper body. Bend the knees as much as you need here, guys. Inhale, let's come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Option here to walk the hands between the feet a little bit and either grab onto the heels or just keep pushing them back, keep pushing the hands back. Provide a little more stretch into the shoulders. One more breath. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees a lot, reach up, hinge at the hips. Exhale, let's come down to prayer. A couple more cycles with the arms. Inhale, lift. And down. Last time. And exhale, nice. Mountain pose. Relax the shoulders, settle the breath. Always returning back to our center. Coming back to finding ourselves. All right, shake it out a little bit. When we're ready, we're going to find our center here, really good balance. So rock forward and back a little bit maybe. See where our center of balance is, slow it down. And then bend the knees. Back to our mountain pose, draw the thumbs to the outside. We're going to work into our sun salutation. Follow along if this is your first time. So we're going to inhale, reach up, little back bend here. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands down. Send the right foot back, heel is up for runner's lunge. Left foot back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, shift forward to plank or kneeling plank. Shoulders even more forward and down, chaturanga, exhale. Cobra pose, be gentle, keep the elbows bent and down. Downward facing dog. Big exhale. Option to lift the right leg, three-legged dog, bring it up as high as you can. Shift forward, bring that leg forward with control. Runner's lunge on the other side. Feet together, forward fold. Extend up, reach. And chair pose is our last pose. Sit back a little bit, back is nice and straight. Lift the arms or come here. What's that?
That was a quick class.
Last pose ever, yeah. No more yoga. Inhale, reach. Forward fold. Left foot back this time. Runner's lunge. Right foot back, down dog. Exhale. Inhale, plank. And down, exhale. Cobra. And down. Downward facing dog. Left leg up, reach high. Lunge. Forward fold. Extend up, use core strength. And chair pose. All right, moving about that pace, we'll continue through. We got 4 more. Inhale, reach. Hold. Right foot back. Left foot back, down dog. Plank. Exhale, down. Cobra. Down. Down dog. Right leg up, reach. Shift forward lunge. Forward fold. Stand up. And chair. Keep breathing. And again, inhale, reach. Hold. Left foot back. Right foot back, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale down. Keep up with your breath, guys. Moving through smoothly and slowly, mindfully. Not creating injury here. We are working for a range of motion and using our breath. Next one, inhale. Hold. Follow me if you need to, or follow your own pace. Make sure to take a breath in the chair pose before we move on. Coming back to mountain pose once we're finished, or staying in chair for a moment. Slowing the breath down. Lots of heat we just created. Breathe. And if you're in chair, release, shake it out. Great job, guys. Get a drink of water. We'll move on to our static poses. All right, we're gonna come to high lunge first. So feet at the top of the mat. Take the right foot back, heels up. Bend that back knee just a little more. Bring the front knee over the front ankle. And then if our shoulders need a rest, just coming here to prayer or otherwise lifting. Staying static for a moment, feeling that into the back hip. Comes down a little bit.
Breathing in this class.
That's a good thing. All right, so we're going to take this into a tilt. So our hands are going to come forward. And I should have said if you had a block, if you have your block, maybe you can use it here. Sorry about that. If you don't want to, that's okay as well. Lifting the block up toward the ceiling, and then exhale. Imagine just putting it on a table or floating your hands that way, not pulling a block. Exhale down. Use core strength. Try not to put too much pressure on the low back. One more time, lift. And exhale. If we've got a block, take it and set it down in front of that front leg. We're going to plant that heel down in the back and come to pyramid pose, a little wider than normal. So if you don't have both legs straight, that's okay. Or if you want to come a little narrower and straighten them up, that's all right. We're just working a little different stretch today with this being wider. So again, it's all right if your legs aren't straight. Upper body should be nice and relaxed though, cascading forward. Two more breaths. Slowly start to come up. So we're going to stay in our stance with both feet. Lift the block up above the head or just lift the arms. Then we're going to take some shifting movements. So bend that front knee, we're at warrior one. Exhale, set that block down on the table or float the hands. Inhale, lift up. We're going to shift the feet to the other side. So warrior up toward the back of the room for most of you. Exhale, set it down on the table. Inhale, lift. Reach all the way up toward the ceiling. Shift the feet. Exhale, down to the front. Inhale, lift. Pivot. And down. Two more times. Got to keep things interesting for you, Chris.
I know. More challenging.
Move slow. Follow the breath. Breath initiates and then the movement. All right, let's take that block, set it down right under the shoulders. And we have an option here for tripod pose or opening the hip and lifting to standing half moon. So for half moon, we're going to shift that hip open, lift the right arm up, and balance on the foot and the hand block there. Or bringing it down, you're going to hand down to the mat. You're right. Ouch. Yeah. Take it slow. So this is our tripod. If we want to just stay here with our hands down on the block, lift that back leg. We're not feeling confident in our balance there. We can just have the toe down. One more breath. And exhale, drop that back foot. We'll come back to warrior one. Reach the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms back, interlace the fingers behind the lower back. Draw the chest open, look up a little bit. Two more breaths here. Breathe right into the center of the heart space. And exhale, release the hands. Let's step feet together and then we'll take the left foot back. We can still have our block near us if we want to use it. Lifting that heel, we'll come back to our high lunge. Reach up. Or hands in prayer if we've had enough shoulders.
Breathe. And exhale, drop down. Let's pick up that block. Lift, reach. Exhale, set it down on the table. Maybe bend that back knee a little more. Get deeper into the pose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, set her down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop that heel down, warrior one. Inhale, bring the block down. Sorry, that was an exhale. Inhale, shift to the other side. Exhale down. Inhale, reach up, shift, and down. Nice. Block doesn't weigh much, but it gives us something to grip onto and a little bit of strength. One more time. And exhale, let's place that block down. We'll come to our wide-legged pyramid here. So again, no need to have both legs straight, but just opening up straight as we can and continuing to breathe. Nice. Take some time here. Breathe. Inhale, start to lift, use core strength, reach up toward the ceiling. Both feet are still planted. And then exhale, bring it down right under the shoulders, bring that block down. Lift the left leg this time, a little or a lot. So we can just be up on that toe, like I said, or lift to parallel to the floor. And then coming to half moon if we are feeling adventurous. Rotating that hip open. Bringing that leg parallel to the floor if we can. You can always do like Chris is doing, so come against the wall. Then we don't have to worry so much about the balance. You just work that hold. Exhale, slowly drop it down. Breathe, nice job. And leave our block there, come all the way up. Let's take a wide stance on our mat. You can come to the long edge. We'll take some movements here, starting with our moonflowers. Inhale, exhale, drop crown of the head a little bit. Big bend to the knees, cross the arms. Two more times. Lift back up, reach, press the hands toward the ceiling like we did at the beginning of class. Arms are a little rounded. And then exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the mat, wide-legged fold. Release the lower back. Two more breaths. From here, we're going to take some side-to-side movements. Let's walk the hands to the left, shift the weight to the left. So that right leg is going to get a little straighter. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And then using the hands as a support, walk over to the right, shift the weight there. Let's try this a couple more times. Move slow. Working good stability here. We do have an option to get a little deeper. Always an option to do more. So coming over to one side, we're going to bend that knee a lot. And then if we can, bring the seat down to the heel. The heel can be up off the mat. And then opening the opposite toes up toward the ceiling. That leg is really straight. Try to keep the posture here. This is tough. So just do the other version if this isn't possible for you. That's a deep knee flexion. Inhale, shift to the other side, move slow, lift, and then come down and lift that opposite foot toward the ceiling. Not the whole foot, but the toes toward the ceiling. And then other side. So we can be doing the gentle version here, or we can just be in a wide-legged forward fold. We've had enough of that shifting. One more time each side. And back to center, forward fold. How's everybody feeling?
Little creaky.
Those are all good
Challenge.
exercises. Yeah. All right, let's bring the hands to the legs. Think of this like a halfway lift. Hover here. Reach the crown of the head forward. And then bend the knees, slowly come back up. Reach the arms up. Press toward the ceiling, round the sides of the body open. We're going to take a little side opener here. So shift to one side. If you need more stability, bring the hand to the hip. Otherwise, hands can press toward the ceiling. See how that feels with the back. And then rock side to side. Back to center, lift. Exhale, press down with tension. We're going to take one arm across and hold into that side of the shoulder. Maybe pull forward or pull to the side, I should say, a little bit to get deeper into the shoulder if you like. Or just press against you. And then exhale, release, go to the other side. Breathe into that shoulder. Exhale, release. Nice job. Shake it out. Let's come down to the mat for our next series. We're going to come to seated. We'll come to sunbather pose. Bring the hands behind. Draw the shoulders back. Look up a little bit. Keep the elbows a little bent. Not creating too many wrinkles in the back of the neck here, so causing the neck any injury. Let's bring the feet flat to the mat, so the knees are up toward the ceiling. We'll just take some gentle side-to-side movements to start. And then back to center. We're going to come from here to boat pose so we can have a more stable version first, holding the hands under the legs. Trying not to roll back over the sacrum too much, so we're still kind of sitting on the sit bones here. If we're feeling adventurous, we can let the hands release. And then we're going to shift back a little bit, coming to low boat. So you can roll back if you like. And then shifting back up, use your hands if you need to. And exhale, coming back, low boat. So just the shoulders can be up off the mat. That works for you. Find what is going to work for you here. And then back one more time. And lift. Exhale, set the feet down, set the hands down. We are going to turn over so we can get into our pigeon pose. If you prefer the reclined version, then stay seated. So the reclined version, one ankle over, then you can grab behind that leg and pull it towards you. Otherwise, shifting
to our hands and knees. Lifting one leg, I'm gonna lift my right leg, press back, exhale, drop that knee toward the wrist, and then work our way down to pigeon. So we can move that lower leg a little open, making sure that we're fairly square with the hips as we come down, drawing that other leg back and straight. So we can do the kind of sleeping version here, or we can bring our hands to the mat or a block. Good posture with the back if we're lifted. Let's make sure we're not dumping too much weight into that hip. So we're not pressing all our weight into there. That can cause some injury. So just be gentle, slowly release. Evaluate how you're feeling in this pose. Make any adjustments that you need. Start to relax down. You can also use a block under the head. I didn't mention that. That makes it more comfortable. And if you're having difficulty keeping the hips fairly even, place a block under that right hip. Starting to slow things down. If you notice you're holding any tension anywhere, especially the jaw, but also into the areas of this pose, so the hip or the glute, maybe the upper back. Try and relax a little bit more. I'm going to take about 4 more breaths here. Slowly start to move up. Maybe work that leg that's straight forward a little bit. And then lift onto both hands. Release back, coming back to our tabletop. And we'll go right to the other side. Lift the other leg, press that heel back, open the hip, and then exhale. Drop the knee toward the wrist. Move the lower leg across the mat if you like. And then work your way down. Really taking our time in this pose to make sure we're in the right position, we're feeling it in our body, finding what works for us, and then sinking deep into it without compromising posture too much. Three more breaths. And slowly start to work out of the pose. Right leg forward a little bit. Release, coming back to tabletop. And we're going to come from here to puppy stretch. So elbows down. Let the hips shift back, but keep them high. Forehead can come to the mat. Let the shoulders and the chest open, heart drop down. 3 more breaths here. Let the heart sink with each exhale. And lift back up. Let's come to tabletop. We're going to shift forward to Cobra, option here for upward facing dog. So if we want to lift like this, and keeping our elbows bent, we can lift up off the knees, just pressing through the tops of the feet and the hands for our upward facing dog. 2 more breaths. Switch the feet, shift back, down dog, breathe. Keep shifting back with the hips, bringing the heels toward the earth. You don't need to touch, but just trying to press back gently. Exhale, bring the knees back down. Let's shift back around to seated. Bringing the legs forward. Scooch forward on the mat, lie down on the back. Draw the knees into the chest. Maybe rock side to side here a little. And on an exhale, let's drop one leg down toward the mat. Bring it straight. The other leg, we're going to clasp behind the knee. Straighten that leg and just draw it toward us gently. Leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight, or it can be bent if you like. On an exhale, we're going to take the opposite hand, wrap it around the outside of that leg, and slowly help that leg to draw down to the other side. So I've got my left leg lifted, it's coming down to the right. I'm going to keep my shoulder back for a twist. Then continuing to hold there. If this is a little too much, we can always bend that knee. But just drawing it over to the side of the body. The other leg is still straight on the mat. Two more breaths. Maybe take our gaze to the other direction. Release that leg, slowly move up. We'll take the other leg. So the leg that was just twisted, we're going to take that one straight. Lift the other leg behind the knee. Reach up with that heel, activate the foot. And then on an exhale, taking the opposite hand around the outside and bringing it down. Rolling that hip over, and again, keeping that shoulder back on the other side. Then maybe looking that opposite direction too. Taking any adjustments we need to make this more comfortable. Bending the knee. Holding, supporting with the hand, or maybe turning over, not so much to the side. And slowly release, come back to center. Plant the feet down in constructive rest. Reach the arms up overhead, stretch the side body, both sides. Let's clasp our hands. We can have the index fingers pointing forward in Kali Mudra. Otherwise, we can clasp the fingers. Exhale, draw the hands up, pointing toward the ceiling, and then down toward the bottom of our mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. A few more times. Big movement. Use your audible breath That feels good. And down last time. Let's take our hands out to the sides, release down. We can stay here in our constructive rest or any option you like for Shavasana. So I like to offer a variety, whatever you want to work on. I really love a reclined butterfly. It may not be for everybody. We could also do legs up the wall. Find what you need here. Slow the breath down. I'll get the lights. Let's think back to our intention for the day. Not putting any harsh judgment on ourselves or any comparisons with others as part of this process. Simply reflecting back, sort of like we're gazing into a clear pool. All we see is what is reflected there. We don't see anything else, not being too subjective. Slowing everything down. We worked really hard today. Letting any tension just leach right out of the body.
Slowly start to create some movement. Deepen the breath a little bit. And when we're ready, let's draw our knees into our chest and turn to our side. Move slow. Coming to seated. Sit nice and tall. Take your time. Close out our class, we're going to chant the sound of Om. Take a big deep breath in, exhale and say Om. Thank you guys so much for coming today. I hope you have a great weekend. Namaste.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Not quite as creepy as I was.
That's good. Yeah,
I think.
all that creakiness out.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Erin. It's
Thank
good
you,
to have
Joe.
you. How did you like it?
It was good. I was sort of semi-diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis last year. So
Sorry to hear
I
that.
actually came back. I've been looking for Tai Chi classes
Mhm.
because I need some better hip and shoulder mobility. But this was great for the shoulders today. So yay.
Awesome.
I feel really good.
I do teach Tai Chi actually, so I was thinking of doing a seminar or a workshop sometime in the near future,
Okay.
in the next month or so, maybe. So
Okay.
we'll definitely keep in touch about that if we do get that
Excellent.
scheduled.
Great.
All right. Thanks.
Well,
Nice
thank
to meet
you
you.
much. Nice to meet you too. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.